let's dive into and let's talk about Texas taking on Miami of Florida in the other matchup in the Big 12. That's, of course, in the Midwest Regional Final on Sunday. So here's a Texas team that didn't have Dylan DeSue in the Sweet 16 matchup, and it didn't seem to really matter. Think about this. They didn't have the guy who's been the best player for them the last 2 weeks in Dylan DeSue, and they rolled over Xavier 83-71 in the Sweet 16 on Friday night. Texas is playing great basketball, dating back to winning the Big 12 tournament, rolling Colgate, handling Penn State, rolling Xavier, and now they get a Miami team that just pulled an upset off over the number 1 seed Houston. Now, you look at this team and you say to yourself, okay, when it comes to Miami, there's a familiar face there for many Big 12 fans. Who is that? Nigel Pack. That's right. You remember that name? Nigel Pack. All Big 12 first-team guy at K-State last season. He ends up transferring to Miami. He got a massive NIL deal. He had a very solid season. And the guy had 28 points. 28 points against Houston. He filled it up. He made 7 3-pointers. So we've seen him go off like this before. But you look at this Texas team. This is a team that has been on a mission. If they don't have DeSue in the Elite Eight game, I'm concerned about that, I admit. But as we saw, guys can pick up the slack. Tyrese Hunter came out in that second half, the Iowa State transfer, and had 19 points in the second half, making all of his three-point attempts. This is a Kansas team that does everything very well. You look at this team, they're number 1 in the Big 12 in scoring, number 1 in field goal percentage. They don't shoot the three ball well, but that's okay. They don't have to. Number 2 at the free throw line. Number 1 in turnover margin, and that's where they have just dominated teams time and time again, is turnover margin. So they do a very good job of that. They're better than Miami at that. Now, Miami is a team that also wants to play up tempo and score. They're tops in the ACC in scoring, field goal percentage, second in three-point percentage, second in free throws. So there's a lot of similarities between what these two teams ultimately end up bringing to the table. But for me, I'm sitting here and I'm saying Texas has proven to be a team over the last 2 to 3 weeks that is going to take care of business time and time again. They have done that. I mean, look what they did to Kansas in the Big 12 title game, what they did to Xavier in the Sweet 16. Miami might prove to be a little bit more resistant than what we've seen, but how do you not go with the Longhorns in this game based on what they've been doing, how good they've been in all facets of the game, and they are right now the hottest team in the country. And I'm not going against the hottest team in the country on top of the fact that they're playing in Kansas City at T-Mobile Center where they were playing 2 weeks ago and just won the Big 12 tournament. So they're comfortable in that building, in that setting, and they know it very well. So I like Texas in this game. I understand the DeSue thing is concerning. There's no doubt about it. But this team has wanted to get Rodney Terry this job. That's clearly been a factor. I think he's going to get it. I don't know how Rodney Terry cannot get the full-time job at this point. But the Texas defense as well has been a reliable bet as of late. So I will roll with them because the other thing that you got to look at here with this Texas team and how they've been playing as of late is they have been able to get it done on the defensive side of the ball. And when it comes to Miami, not as much on that side of the ball. So give me the Texas defense making a couple of big stops late and pulling off a win. I like Texas beating Miami by a final of 80-75 and going to a Final Four.